It's marshmallow fluff sandwiched between 2 graham cracker cookies and dipped in chocolate. It's the moon pie, and it may be world-renowned, but the moon pie's roots began in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Mountain City Mill started first, and some of our family members were involved in that. And at some point in time, they had more flour than they could use, more than they could sell, and so they decided to use some of it in the bakery. They started the bakery.
The story of the culinary confection started in 1917 with Chattanooga bakery salesman Earl Mitchell.
The story goes that at the time they were making as many as 200 different snack and cookie items in the bakery, and one of them was a little marshmallow type product. And I believe that there was a worker in one of the mines or one of the fields up in Kentucky that said he wanted something great big. He wanted something, held up his hands and circled the moon and said, about that big as the moon. And so the salesperson that was working that area at the time came back to the bakery and said, I think I've got a great idea for you. Walked in, and sure enough, there were people that were making these marshmallow treats at the time with dipping the cookies into the marshmallow. And he said, you know, I think we need to make one of those real big and put chocolate on the outside. I think it'd sell great. And so they tried some, and they sent them up there, and the people, the workers, loved them so much that they all of a sudden had a new item, and that was the moon pie.
The 5-cent moon pie became an instant hit, and when paired with an equally priced cola, workers had the perfect snack combination to help them get through the workday. There
were a lot of people who would buy moon pies and RC colas in the country store because the moon pie was the biggest snack cake they could get. It was just substantial enough that they could have their noon break snack and make it through the rest of the day. And the RC cola was the biggest drink that they could get, and each one was a nickel, so they could buy the whole thing for a dime. And that was the working man's snack.
While other Chattanooga bakery items faded into obscurity, the moon pie outlasted all of them and proved it was one of a kind.
The other items that were being made at the time, I think they just fizzled out eventually. You know, there were so many probably different bakeries making similar items at the time that the ones we were making were more or less the same, and other people probably marketed them better than we did. But the moon pie was one of a kind, and it was successful.
As technology changed, so did the moon pie, as the company made changes to the size of the famous snack cake.
The moon pie started out as a single decker, and it was larger in diameter. And then when the vending machines became a real popular way of buying snack cakes, we decreased the diameter and added one more layer, so we now have the double decker, which is more or less the same volume as they originally had, just not the same diameter. So you can get those in both the double decker or the single decker.
The distribution of the moon pie expanded, and the snack cake found itself being celebrated in more and more areas of the country.
That's one of the things, I guess, that got started probably back in the 70s. The story there is that they used to throw Cracker Jacks off the floats during the Mardi Gras parades, and people got hurt from the corners of the boxes because they were so sharp, so they started throwing softer things, and moon pies were the main hit item.
After more than a century of production, the Chattanooga bakery is still pumping out hundreds of thousands of moon pies every single day, with flavors like the classic chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, salted caramel, banana, and so many others. The moon pie has gone from a southern staple to a global gastronomical goodie.
There's only one thing that moon pie identifies, and that's moon pie. I don't know, I can't describe it any other way. I guess it's just something that's part of growing up in the South. All the people who eat moon pies and grew up with them, it must have something to do with family and friends and fun times and being together.